In this video, we're going to talk about how to edit a schedule. There's a couple of different ways you can do it, and kind of a right way and wrong way to do it, if you will. So if you have to make a change and you already know what that change is, you can go right here onto the Manage Schedules page, and this is the simplest and easiest way to change a schedule. Let's say we need to change two particular teams and just swap them out. Super easy to do. I can go to my schedule that I want to look at. In this case, we'll play with 10U boys for the fall, and I'm going to click on Edit. When I click on Edit, it's going to give me the list essentially as we imported it. And on the right-hand side of each individual game entry, you can click on Edit. Now, we're going to play with week 2 as of the time of this video. We've already passed week 1. So let's pretend that we want to swap out team 24 with team 29 because of some conflict. It doesn't matter what it is, but those are the two teams we want to swap out. I'm going to click on Edit for the first game, and I'm going to change the away team because that's team 24. And I'm just going to scroll and find that other team. There they are, team 25. And then right down here, I'm going to click Save. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my other team, click Edit, and make that change as well. I realize as you're watching this video, the numbers don't add up, but that's okay. Now, when I'm done making those changes, I'm going to come down here to the bottom, all the way to the end, and I'm going to hit Save and Continue. In the next page, it's going to show me the schedule again and show me if I've created a conflict of any kind. I'm not going to save and continue this because we're dealing with actual live schedules, but that's how you do it. Save and continue on the next page, save and finish. If you have an error, it will show you, it will highlight at the individual game that the error sits at. And if you hover over the error, it'll tell you what the conflict is. That's the great part about this very easy way to change the schedule. That's method number 1. I'm going to go back to Manage Schedules, and what I've done just a second ago has not been saved, so we haven't changed anything. Anytime you want to go back, you can just click out of it as long as you haven't hit Save and Continue and then Save and Finish, and you haven't put your changes into the database. So let's pretend that we need to actually change an entire schedule. Now, in preparation for this video, what I've done is I've imported a division, a 5U boys practice schedule that you'll see right down here, and I called it Test. If we take a quick view of it, we've only got a few practice schedules, and I've set them for March so that we're not playing with anybody. I want you to note that this is not posted, so no families have been alerted to the schedule as we're making this video. That's an important piece, again, just to review that. If you don't want anybody to see, don't post anything until you're absolutely ready for that schedule to be visible. Once I hit post, everybody gets an email to go in and take a look at it. So as you're putting up the schedules and taking them down and kind of getting things right, you can post it so the coaches can see it, but remember that families do too. So going back one, if I had to change an entire division, because there are just so many changes and I wanted to upload it clean, I can go back to my spreadsheet, make my changes here, resave them all the way back to the original template. This is a great place to do this because then we know that when we look at this in a view to try and deconflict the problems, that we have our other divisions available to make sure that we're not causing any other issues there. Then we can recopy them over to our templates and then resave our templates as CSVs for the proper import. Now, once we've done all of that and we're ready to re-upload an entire division, we come back into Blue Sombrero, and this is a 2-part process, and this is really important that you do this because it'll cause problems with family views and everything else down the road. So we want to make sure that we click that unpost button for the division that we're trying to manipulate. okay, so that it'll say post when you're done. And then we're going to come right over here on the right-hand side, and we're going to click delete. Unpost first, then delete. Now, it'll hover like this. It'll take a second, and now I can see that that division is gone, okay? We go back and we make the changes, and then when we're ready, we do the exact same procedure that we did before. We're going to do an importing schedule. We'll give it our name, 5U Boys Spring Test. We're going to make sure that we can see our division. I'm going to change it to United and then back to Core. Come down here, select 5U Boys, add my division. Schedule type is practice in this case. Number of concurrent practices is 6 in this case. I'm going to find my CSV again, and I'm going to hit import. We've seen this error before because in this pretend situation, team 6 does not exist, and so we're going to treat it like an external team as if it came from 1447. I'm going to hit save and continue. Make sure my teams are correct. I'm going to generate the schedule, and I'm going to scroll down, save and continue again. And then on this last page, we're going to save and finish. Now in this case, if we click post, this will allow us to actually post that division up, and everybody will be able to see it. Okay, and there's my division again. Hit post, and that will actually put the schedule up in public and available. In this case, since this was a test for the video and I don't want to clutter things up, again, I'm going to delete because I don't want to archive, because that will make it visible in the spring to the database and will cause conflicts. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and that is how you go about editing the schedule when you need to, either one for one or an entire division.